Alex, thank you. Juan, thanks for encouraging me to be here today. And Sebastian, thanks for coaching me. And to everybody, I wish I could speak in your native language today. Yeah, and thank you for accepting me as I am. It means a lot.
James nos dice gracias por dejarme participar, está muy contento de venir acá, que le encantaría hablar en español, y bueno, ya lo convenceremos de hacer un project-based learning para que aprenda español. Nos comentó en infidencia, le voy a decir, esto no es traducción, es mi comentario, que trabaja mucho con gente que habla en español, así que algunas cosas seguro que entiende por ahí, y bueno, nada.
Yeah, maybe someday enough people will understand how to build real value on Cardano, and I'll take a sabbatical and travel and look some more languages.
Nos dice que alguna vez mucha gente... Espera que hay alguien que está hablando, a ver si me lo mutean.
Este es brillante, pero ahora este es cuadrado para las vainas.
Vos sí.
Otro así no.
Pero no puedo porque me distrae. Bueno, James nos decía que desea que alguna vez todo el mundo sepa cómo construir y trabajar acá en la blockchain, cosa de que él se pueda tomar un sabbatical, ¿no?
So what got me into Catalyst is I got to see the Cardano Virtual Summit in July of 2020. And I had been a lurker in the Cardano community until then, just kind of very curious about it. And I got to see Dor speak about this upcoming program called Project Catalyst, and I couldn't resist. So jumped in and took a look.
Lo que lo hizo venir acá a Cardano fue que participó del Cardano Virtual Summit en 2020. Ahí tuvo el placer, como muchos acá, de escuchar a Dor hablar sobre el proyecto Catalyst que venía, bueno, y no lo pudo resistir y se unió.
And I've had unsuccessful proposals in more funding rounds than I've been successful in.
Y tuvo más propuestas fallidas en varios fondos que las exitosas que tuvo.
What was funded and what's really exciting to me from those earliest days is that my first proposal in Fund 1 was about education. This idea that given these new tools that were coming online, we were going to have to work really hard to train developers, not just in code, but also in all of the mindsets that these new tools now make possible.
Lo que sí fue fondeada en el Fondo 1 fue su propuesta sobre educación, a donde todas estas nuevas tecnologías que se vuelven una realidad, él considera, o si considera y consideraba, que uno de los grandes temas donde más esfuerzo había que poner era en entrenar a nuevos desarrolladores, pero no solamente en la parte técnica, sino en el mindset nuevo de estas tecnologías.
When Fund 2 came along, I had the privilege of meeting one of the other co-founders of Gimbal Labs, Roberto Morano. He's been here, and he and I got to talking about how education and distributed infrastructure are really two ways of approaching some of the problems that all of us as humans are facing together.
En el Fondo 2 se juntó con Roberto Morano, que es miembro de esta comunidad, ya estuvo acá, y se pusieron a charlar sobre como este tema de la educación y you said distributed what? Sorry, I forgot that.
Dandelion is a distributed infrastructure.
Distributed infrastructure. Y la infraestructura distribuida eran dos partes del mismo problema que soluciona temas reales, ¿no?
So we founded Gimbal Labs. We were successful in Fund 2. I live on the East Coast of the United States. Roberto lives in the south of Spain, and our third co-founder Juliana lives in Germany. So that's where our founding team comes from.
En el fondo 2, que lograron fondear Gimba Labs, la fondearon 3 co-founders, el que vive en la costa este de Estados Unidos, Roberto que vive en España y Juliana que vive en Alemania.
So we got to work building, and fast forward almost 2 years now, and last week I found myself in Texas at the Consensus Conference.
Van 2 años que están trabajando y construyendo, y bueno, la semana pasada se encontró en Texas en el Consensus 2022.
And the Cardano community did make a splash there. I overheard, other people on the street talking about those Cardano people and how they just had a different way about them.
Y la comunidad Cardano realmente la rompió, digámoslo así, y escuchó muchas personas en la calle hablando de cómo estas gente de Cardano hacen las cosas distintas.
And I think Cardano is just attracting a wider variety of people than a lot of other blockchains do.
Y él cree que Cardano está atrayendo mucha más variedad de personas que el resto de las blockchains.
And so here we are, right? A lot of people out there in the world, I'm sure all of you have friends and family who wonder what the heck you're doing getting involved with blockchain.
Y aquí estamos. Estoy seguro de que todos tienen amigos o familia que se preguntan qué demonios están haciendo en esto de la blockchain.
And my family asks me, why aren't you rich yet?
La familia de él le pregunta, ¿por qué no sos millonario ya?
All right, because there's such a bigger story here, and the world really doesn't understand it yet. And we have the privilege of telling this story together.
Acá hay una historia mucho más grande y que el mundo aún todavía no la entiende, y nuestro trabajo es contar esa historia.
I think a lot of us have started to see it, but I also know that I've been getting impatient plenty over the last year. I wish that the things we've envisioned could already be working at scale.
Creo que algunos de nosotros la entendemos. Yo me volví un poco impaciente el último año tratando de buscar que se entienda. Your last phrase was?
Just thinking about how I wish the things we envision could already be working at scale. I wish Dandelion was already out there in everybody's hands.
Se volvió impaciente deseando que las cosas que hacemos puedan funcionar a nivel de escala, ¿no? Y mencionó como ejemplo Dandelion, que es una biblioteca de APIs.
But the truth is, we kind of already knew this about the world. I've been a high school teacher for most of my adult life. I already knew that education was underfunded. And I know that infrastructure projects are often underfunded.
Ya sabíamos esto en el mundo real. Él fue un teacher de high school casi toda su vida, y sabía o sabe que la educación siempre estuvo subfondeada, y lo mismo pasa con la infraestructura, ¿no?
And we all know that the way we talk about value in a financial sense doesn't always align with the things we really know are valuable.
Y la forma en que hablamos de valor en términos financieros no necesariamente se alinea con lo que entendemos como valor real.
So this is the world we're living in, and we get to build anyway. And that's really what I want to share today is, being successful sometimes with some of these catalyst proposals, being unsuccessful, and just no matter how much we wish and hope and dream, right? These proposals that we know need to exist, they don't get funded. And two things. First of all, that's okay. We're going to build anyway. And second of all, as I think a lot of you are already realizing, Catalyst is an experiment. I'm sure there's money up for grabs. And what we're doing is a lot deeper than that.
A ver,
Alex, I just gave you a lot there.
No, that's okay, no problem. Si bien podemos tener una propuesta fondeada o no fondeada, aún cuando la propuesta no sea fondeada, lo vamos a construir de todas maneras. Y la última frase que dijo es, a ver, could you repeat the last part? I wanted to really translate exactly the meaning.
That's important one. Yeah. Déjame decirlo.
Can you take that one for me?
Dale.
I got that one because that one moves me very much. It's not about money. We are still building anyway.
Building anyway.
Yeah. No se trata de dinero y aún así estamos construyendo y vamos a seguir construyendo.
Sí, Catalyst tiene plata, esa es la frase que dijo, o hay plata dentro de Catalyst, pero no se trata de la plata, se trata de construir, ¿no? O de lo que estamos construyendo.
So my children are 8 and 10 years old, and I've asked a lot of them and my wife for the last 2 years going on this adventure. And if it all fell apart tomorrow, right? If Cardano shut down, if we realized that blockchain wasn't going to work, my wife and I are already confident that this adventure has been worth it because of the people we've met.
Tiene 2 hijos de 8 y 10 y sacrificó varias cuestiones con sus hijos por lo que estuvo haciendo en Cardano. Pero si Cardano el día de mañana desapareciera, si se apagara, la mujer y él piensan que esta aventura totalmente valió la pena por la gente que conocieron.
Of course, that's not to say that we all shouldn't be getting paid for this, and we're gonna. Okay, this is the work ahead, and what we have the opportunity to do here is to recalibrate as a species, right? By thinking about where value comes from and how we capture it. And so, of course, these relationships we're making out of Catalyst, that's step one. And I really hope that can sustain us, but it goes so far beyond that, right? We know that we are going to build the critical infrastructure so that all of us can build a life doing the things that we know matter most to us.
Okay. That's fine. You can, I mean, I prefer that you be yourself and transmit this and we can jump off back and forward. No problem with that.
Good deal.
Él no quiere decir que no tengamos que cobrar por nuestro tiempo, y vamos a cobrar por nuestro tiempo, pero lo que estamos haciendo acá es recalibrar el sistema como especie, ¿no? Y que, and then the second part, please repeat the last part.
We have the opportunity to create new models where we can all thrive, not just us, but the people we know and the people in our communities can thrive in ways that haven't been possible before. That's what we're doing.
Tenemos la posibilidad de crear nuevos modelos para que las personas que conocemos y las personas del mundo puedan brillar de nuevas maneras.
And so, I'm going to spend a little bit of time in the Cardano community, but really what I want to do is learn here and go back to teaching. Take what we've learned here and bring it back, because I know that schools don't reach every kid. I know that kids get bored or disengaged or just don't even like going to school.
Él va a pasar más tiempo en la comunidad de Cardano, pero lo que realmente quiere hacer es tomar todos los aprendizajes que logró acá y volver a la escuela, porque sabe que la escuela no necesariamente alienta o atrae a los estudiantes, o inclusive a veces los aburre, ¿no?
And I happen to live in a little city, right? Just like a lot of us do, right? Wherever we're from, my intention is for everything we're all doing right now to make a difference to people who don't even know what crypto really is yet.
Él vive en una ciudad pequeña, como tal vez muchos de nosotros, y su idea es cómo cambiar la vida a gente que ni siquiera sabe o se va a enterar lo que es el blockchain.
That's probably a good place to stop. Thank you. Thanks for listening. I mean, I could keep going, but Alex, thank you so much for meeting me here and for translating for me.